How's it going, everyone? We've got the PlayStation Plus titles for the month of April, and come on now. I saw multiple people call this when RoboCop Rogue City went down to $8.99. I talked about the deal, and I remember seeing multiple people be like, bro, it going this cheap is such a sign that it's gonna be a PlayStation Plus title in the future. Y'all slam dunked it with that one, those of you that called it, because RoboCop Rogue City is the headlining title for the month of April. I don't know how to feel about this one, given that I saw so many of you guys buy RoboCop Rogue City, and not for nothing, I was the one totally talking up that deal because that deal was awesome, so my apologies for those of you that bought the game and now you got baited as far as it being a PlayStation Plus essential title. Again, I really don't know how to assess this one, if I call it good or not, based on the fact that it was $8.99. I saw so many people run out and buy it because that was a tremendous deal, and if this game had been available for $17.99, or they didn't drop it to $8.99, I would say this month is absolutely awesome. With RoboCop Rogue City as the headlining title, I would say that's fantastic. I almost wonder if they should have dropped the game as a PlayStation Plus essential title and then discounted even further to $8.99. I don't know if the publisher and the PlayStation talk about things like that, but RoboCop Rogue City was discounted on all platforms, so if you offered it as a PlayStation Plus title, it would, like, inherently add to the value of PlayStation Plus, and then you can discount it after that. I don't know what route would have been better to go, but for me, this does devalue this month's offering. RoboCop Rogue City is still a great addition to the library, don't get me wrong, and, you know, there are people that didn't end up buying it for $8.99, and if you didn't, you know, you made out pretty well, and a lot of people that did end up buying the game, they're not PlayStation Plus subscribers, but I imagine a lot of people are a little bit annoyed on the basis that, again, they paid $9 for it, and that's probably the worst feeling when it comes to PlayStation Plus and the catalog updates and the essential game offerings, is whenever they add a game that you already own. And in the case of RoboCop Rogue City, I totally could see that being a game that a ton of people bought for $8.99, and they're like, bro, it's so cheap, let me just buy it now, I'll get to it when I get to it. Well, now that old adage of me being like, if you don't plan on playing a game in the very near future, don't buy it because it could go even cheaper, it could end up as a PlayStation Plus title. You literally see that come to fruition right now, but I'm not gonna say that, you know, if I was in a position where I didn't own the game and I was of the mindset, hey, should I buy this game at $8.99? I probably would have bought it as well. I would have been like, yo, let me just buy this game and shelve it for now. That's too good of a price to pass up, and yeah, I would have felt a little salty as well. Although these days, I'm gonna be real, I don't really keep a PlayStation Plus subscription running a lot anymore, just because I have no real reason to at this very moment. If I play a multiplayer game, it's Marvel Rivals, and right now, I'm just not playing anything multiplayer-oriented, anything that comes to the Essential Library. For me, I'll just pick it up, or I already own it. But with that being said, I think RoboCop Rogue City is a good addition, but with the price point being $8.99 so recently, again, I think a lot of people are going to be salty about that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the other edition, take on the role of one of the most notorious family or their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a third-person asymmetrical horror experience based on the groundbreaking and iconic 1974 horror movie. As a victim, you must use your wits and stealth to stay out of the family's reach and find the tools you need to lead to your eventual freedom. Slaughter family players must seek out, track down, and stop their guests from escaping. Players of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre can finally find out if they have what it takes to survive. And then you do have Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory getting added. I know a lot of inherent interest in Digimon Story right now. With the upcoming release of Digimon Story Time Strange, a lot of people are excited for that. However, if you are excited for that game, I would imagine that you already played Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, but Hacker's Memory is the game that I could see a lot of people playing Cyber Sleuth and then seeing Hacker's Memory as more of the same and deciding to pass up on that. Well, now it is available as a PlayStation Plus title. I thought Hacker's Memory was a good title, and obviously I am a Digimon freak. I'm a little bit of a Digimon fanboy, so I'm always gonna talk up anything Digimon related. I am not even gonna kid you guys. Today to the gym, I wore my Terriermon hoodie. Like, yeah, I'm a Digimon fanboy. Like, it is what it is. I'm always gonna, you know what? We talk about our biases and whatnot. When it comes to Digimon games, I'm gonna be a little bit biased. You know, I'm gonna overrate some of these games. You guys are just gonna have to deal with that. You know, y'all just have to deal with that. And I thought Hacker's Memory was a pretty darn good game, and I think even if you're not a Digimon fan, you could end up having some fun with it. So, you know, you got 320 Digimon to collect, and if you want to get, you know, a little bit of Digimon in before a Time Stranger, Hacker's Memory is a good gateway into that game. That game is going to be totally separate as far as the story and everything like that. You'll be able to enjoy that game without even playing Cyber Sleuth, and that game is going to have English voice acting, whereas Hacker's Memory and the original Cyber Sleuth do not, and I think that's huge for that game. You want to price a game at 70 bucks? Alright, I'm expecting top quality and you to go a little bit above and beyond. I get that some people are okay with the Japanese voiceovers and English subtitles and everything like that, but if we're trying to open up these games to the largest audience possible, English voice acting is a must in my opinion. So, you know, unfortunate that Hacker's Memory doesn't have that, but Hacker's Memory came out in like 2017, so not gonna hold it against it too much. So those are the 3 games added to PlayStation Plus Essential for the month of April. Those will be available on April 1st until May the 5th, and it should be noted, your final opportunity to check out the March PlayStation Plus title. I feel like March got a bad rap just because Dragon Age The Veilguard is such a hated game and people want to clown on that game all the time, which, yo, totally okay for you to clown on Dragon Age The Veilguard. Like, it's a meme game. However, don't clown on the other 2 games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection, awesome. Sonic Colors Ultimate, awesome. If you're not going to play Dragon Age The Veilguard, which, you know, is still, from a value standpoint, a decent addition given the game just came out, Sonic Colors Ultimate and TMNT Cowabunga Collection are awesome, and those are games that absolutely should be in your library. I almost feel like Sonic Colors or TMNT should have been the more promoted game for the March monthly catalog update, because Dragon Age is so clowned on that March almost had the perception of being a bad month for Essential, when I think it was great. Even if Dragon Age The Veilguard wasn't in the lineup and it was just Sonic Colors and TMNT Cowabunga Collection, I would be like, yo, that's a pretty decent month. And I think if instead of Dragon Age The Veilguard, it was like something like Shadow Warrior 3, for example, like totally a game that, you know, isn't the best game in the world, but certainly doesn't have the reception that Veilguard has, I think the month would have been like, yo, this month is awesome, but it's because Veilguard is literally a detriment to the lineup rather than being a compliment. I feel like March got a bad rap, but March was one of the better Plus Essential months, I think, in quite a while. But April, again, if RoboCop Rogue City didn't go down to $9, and I feel like I kind of played in part of getting everybody fleeced and buying the game for $9, although shout out to all of you that did call this happening, because I did see multiple comments of people calling Rogue City ending up as a Plus Essential title. But, you know, it is what it is. I still think it's a decent month, all things considered, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as always, a sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.